Hello, my name is Paulette Robertson. I will be interviewing Brice, James Marlin Deen, and actor Dan Unger for the upcoming movie Solid to the End in LA. I'll have a few questions for them tonight. Enjoy, and we will be posting this on Facebook later and other media sites, so stay tuned and enjoy. My first question is going to director, actor, musician James Marlin Deen. And the question is, how did you hook up with Dan Unger to
Well,
raise interest in Solid to the End?
first of all, I contacted his agent, and Dan got a hold of me, and I told him, I said, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And he says, "Not too much." He said, "How you been doing?" And I said, "Not too, pretty good." So anyway, bottom line is, I said, "I got this movie idea," and he says, "What is it?" And I gave him a brief synopsis over his phone, and he said, "Okay, send it to me." So I emailed it to him, and he came back to me, and he said, "This is great, and I feel this is going to be a box office hit."
Yes, the script was done right, a lot of action, a lot of potential, and that's what I like to do. And that's
Unique and original too.
yeah.
Yeah.
This movie has the potential to be a blockbuster hit.
Yes.
Where did you get this idea from for a movie like this?
Well, quite truthfully, in the back of my city of Halifax, I suffered a lot of adversity, with doing my trying to get into the movie world and so forth. And I was riding home on the bus one day, and anyway, I would always say back to them as the adversity that I was getting in the city. I would always just say, I'm going to stay. I'm solid to the end with this whole process. I mean, I'm carrying this through to the end. And anyway, one day it just dawned on me, and then I went, "Wow!" I said, like this is a movie title. This is a blockbuster hit title, and then I began to just build it like one brick at a time for the last going on about 5 years now.
What concept is the movie based on?
It's based on basically the North Hollywood shootout from 1997 when those thugs took over the Bank of America with the AK-47 machine guns. Like I say, North Hollywood. The movie has the flavor and the flair of To Live and Die in L.A., Scarface, and Heat, and I believe that this will suffice and go beyond those movies within themselves. So,
Do you think this movie is unique?
oh yeah, unique and original. In other words, like when you go to it, you're going to be sitting on the edge of your seat. You will not figure out what's coming next, and anticipation of that. Most people, when they go to a movie and they watch it, it's like they're able to figure out the next thing that's going to happen. But with this movie, you won't be able to figure out what's going to go on next until you see it.
Do you think there's potential for future sequels in this movie?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, you could run this. You could run this movie the same concept as the Rocky series. The only thing that would change would be the number. It'd be like Solid to the End 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, you can run it to infinity if you want. You know.
This question's for all of you. What other actors or actresses have shown interest in this movie?
At this point in time, Stone Cold Steve Austin has. Brice here has. Dan Unger has. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Let's see.
Bree,
Brie Van Damme.
Jean-Claude,
Yeah,
daughter,
Jean-Claude's daughter.
Yeah, Bianca Brie.
she's shown interest. There's no commitments at this time. They just show interest in it. They wish me all the best with my career, and they said they would be interested in looking at this once everything gets into place. And if they're free, they would love to join the cast.
And Dan, you said something about some other actors too coming in, some bigger actors that you're looking into.
Yeah, I'm also looking into Johnny Depp. So I'd like to work with Johnny again. I worked with him in Fear and Loathing. Hey, Johnny.
Interesting.
But, that would be a very great, powerful aspect to the movie. And as far as creating jobs and all that for actors, there'll be opportunities for background to come in. It's going to give production crews their lighting, their camera, their film. It's going to generate money for their families as well. And I really feel it's going to be a blockbuster hit.
On big budget movies like that, it's amazing how many people, paid people, or not, either one. It's just amazing how many people and where they block off the sets and stuff that work on a set like that. Like you you were saying, Dan, the lighting technicians. There's not just one. There's literally 15, 20 of them sometimes doing this stuff, you know, and they're all on walkie-talkies. Just literally hundreds of people in, you know, getting paid.
Exactly. Also, the other question to that same thing with Tony Garrio. I've known Tony for many years. He was the cab driver on the TV show The Sopranos. I talked to Tony about it. We've been friends for many years, and Tony's definitely interested in joining the cast. But like I said, we got to wait till everything gets set. For an example, again, like say if we need Stone Cold and he's free and he can still do it, and it's right with him, the deals work, then Stone Cold could be here.
So this movie is a money generator.
Yeah, it's a money generator. We want to make it one of the best. From my perspective, I think action film should have variety. It should be all action. It should keep you on the edge of your seat.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, if I can get my brother Jean-Claude with me, we can team up once again.
Like you did before.
Yes, I happy and honored to say I worked with him on a film called Wrong Bet, and then the title was changed later on to Lionheart, which I'd be very honored to have to work with my brother again.
Yeah, that was an awesome trailer.
Yes, it was.
This question's for Mike. Do you have a website or a page where people can go to and watch the progress of this movie?
At this point right now, I go to Solid to the in LA, and that's on Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
Yeah. All the uploaded videos of all the.
And that's a page.
It's a page, yeah.
Okay. So we can direct people to that. So add is Solid to the End in LA.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now this question is for all of you. What are each one of you? I'll start with Gary, and then Mike, and then Dan. What is your background as an artist, actor, or director? What kind of work have you done in the past?
No, like when when I first started out, I'm looking in the paper and I see this cowboy guy, and I read the whole little list of stuff that he does, and at the end of the column there it says, and if you've got an attitude on my set, I'll kick your you know what off my set. I said, that's my guy. That's where I started at. I thought, well, you know what, this is a different thing.
Yeah.
So as time went on, you learn from like people like Dan and Mike, the little extra work that you do. Those, the director sees something he likes, or the producer sees something he likes, you go bigger, 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 bigger. And then I got a chance to do a couple of, there was a ski movie in Tampa. I played an extra part in that. I forget the name of it, and it just kept going from then. And then I met a guy that played a former Tarzan, and he said, you can play Tarzan. That was kind of chubby, So he used reverse psychology on me, brought this camera guy over and did some pictures, really stunned me, knocked me off my feet. So then I started working out, and I got the opportunity to play Tarzan. So then it just went on to there. I met Billy Cal in Orlando, another big director there. And it just went on like that, so you never know who you meet. I met Dan in church, and
Yeah, do you believe it? I went
Yeah.
to church.
He went
Yeah.
to church.
Yeah, me too.
A man like
Mike.
me.
Mike.
Both of you were there. And,
Found Hope Ministries,
yeah,
which is
and
her
then
brother.
Mike and me have something in common. We both play guitars, sing. So,
And we got the arts common denominator.
and Dan's been, stunt driver, stunt man for a long time, so he knows that area. So it's
And
good
Mike's
to pull.
music with Carlos Santana.
Santana, he plays really good.
Thank you.
But pull all those people together, you'll have a good, like Kenny Eastwood said, keep your people together.
Yeah, I was talking about.
Solid to the end.
I was talking to Danny when he said he was talking to Carlos. I said Carlos Santana made a statement, said that something to the effect that I was better than he was
Yeah, back in his day.
back in his day.
It's quite a compliment.
Just blew
Yeah,
me
it
away
is.
when he said that. I just do you remember the response that I
Well,
gave you
you
when
were
you
blown
told me that?
away.
Yes,
I
of
thought I
course.
was gonna I almost passed out. I had to get up off the chair and I went over to the counter and I said, man, you got to tell me that again, and you got to tell me like 3 or 4 times to make that sink in because it had such an impact on me.
Yeah,
that was just.
he's a legend. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, a legend saying that about you. I mean, it was
exactly.
like I just could. I still don't believe it, but I do. But I mean, it took a while for it to digest it, right? It was a shock.
You can literally close your eyes and you'll think you're hearing Carlos Santana.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how good Mike is.
Do you need funding for this movie? How is that going to work?
Well, we're going to be putting up a GoFundMe site, and that's for anybody who wants to give a donation or a sponsor or a potential investor who can see the insight
Right.
and the potential that this movie's got to offer.
Right.
And
What's
for
your
the-
primary objective?
To basically get a like I say, enough to donate to. Actually, right now, I'd like to get my primary objective right now is to get the trailer off the ground.
Right.
It's
That's
one
what
step,
we're working
one
on.
stage at a time, one step at a time. Okay, this is the first stage is to get the trailer made. Once we get the trailer made, then we go from there.
We could bring in Bush, possibly, for a sponsor.
Yeah.
Bush, yeah, for sure.
Even have a driver sponsor Bush Beer.
But how do you think it's going to affect the public, this movie?
It's going to kick them in the ass hard, big time. I mean, why wouldn't it? I mean, you know, this movie is, like I said, I believe it's got the potential to be better than the movie like Live and Die in L.A., Heat, and Scarface, and it's got a cocktail of all three of them. So you capture the fan base basically predominantly in the baby boomer era, which is of our age right now, right? You know, so I mean, the people are going to see that and they're going to say, "Wow," you know what I mean? I actually, not only that, like when I got the idea for the movie and the concept of that, it was like I was always waiting to see another Heat. And one day I said, well, I guess I'm going to have to do it because nobody else
Right.
is, right?
That's right.
Right? You know what I mean? So that's why I came to, you know, put my nose to the ground. And
Well, it's like going back in time, for example, when Stallone started Expendables.
Mm-hmm.
Stallone never expected Expendables to expand,
Right.
but he used his own team.
Yep.
He formed his own team.
Yep.
It was a great hit, and then he did it again. And then when he did it the third time, it's like not too bad for some old guys.
Right.
A solid team, solid to the end.
And when Jean-Claude Van Damme was in that and Stallone took him out in the film, my suggestion for Expendables 4 would be bring back Jean-Claude as the evil twin brother of the first guy that Stallone killed, and then the fight's back on again. You know, that was my, you know, but Stallone brought it all back, and I feel Solid to the End in L.A. goes to that big deal. It's not too bad for some old guys. I've been doing this since 1982, and just been rocking ever since. All these actors here have had their downfalls, and we're all just pushing for our major comebacks.
I've seen your bio. You did a lot of movies and past.
not only that, with him, like, I mean, he's the principal lead in the movie, by the way. You know, it's not, his
What's the
ship is-
synopsis? Can you give us a synopsis of the movie?
Okay, well, the synopsis is about basically you got Willie Ray, babyface Bo Dillon, Vincent James, who will be played by him.
And I get to kill him in the movie.
Yeah, you get
Oh,
to,
yes.
you get to do the pop shot. So
I get to whack you.
you get to whack it. Yeah.
Because
You
you
said
betray-
that the other night,
It's a
right? In
racket
that
thing.
last interview.
because you betray me or something.
Bottom line is this: is like, okay, Willie Ray gets out of prison, which is Dan, okay, and I hope me and Vince hook back up, and we're anticipating. We can't wait for him to get out so we can, you know, get back in the saddle again and start scoring and doing our shit like we used to, right? So anyway, like Vincey, it's a war between Vince and me to win his approval and to be close to Willie all the time. So there's growing tension between him and me all the time because both of us want Willie to ourselves. You know what I mean? To kind of like want to snuff out the other guy. So he doesn't. It's a constant battle all the time. Okay. So basically, it's a tug of war between North and South as to the good and evil, and basically myself, I have a woman and a child. Okay. And my woman hates his guts with a passion, and him too. They know when we get together, hey, it's going to get it on, bring it on. We're going to be out doing our shit. You know, we're going to be out moving and shaking and hustling and doing whatever we got to do to make a buck. We don't care who's in our way, what we got to do, who we got to mow down, who we got to take down. We got one vision in mind: money. That's it.
Right.
That's all we care. We want the bread, and we'll do anything to get it. Okay, that's it, straight up. So, anyway. So it's going to be a constant struggle between good versus evil, and it's going to be being shown that which one is going to win. Okay, and I'm not going to give that away on this interview because if I do that, I'll be giving away the whole concept of the movie. And the best thing I can say that anybody that wants to see this, see what the outcome of it's going to be, It's very simple. Go and see it.
Yeah, the other concept on that question is, like, you know, a little bit about the movie. Be like, I'll be getting out of jail for all the crap that I've done in my life because I didn't take the rap on anybody. So I did my time. I get out of jail, and the first thing I want to do is get a drink, and I walk into a bar, and I run into these guys, and then
Continue to be a bad boy.
and
It's game on from that day. From that day on, it's game on, solid to the end.
and we're back in
And
it.
we're back in the saddle again.
Yeah.
I say.
Let's go, boys.
Let's go.
Do you have any closing statements before we end this interview? What would you like to share?
I'd like to say that I'm just really pleased to work with Mike and Deen and the other actors. I just, cross our fingers we can get some bigger actors in there and pull them all in to bring more people in, and it's just a pleasure.
No, thank you. Vice versa, same to you.
Yeah, for me, to me, it's a great opportunity for me. A lot of people in the news media knows what happened to my son Patrick, and when Mike mentioned he would like to dedicate the movie "Solid to the End,"
Will be
will be dedicated in
memory.
honor to my son
Honor and memory. It'll be stated
Patrick
like
Michael
that.
Unger, which is unfortunately he was murdered by Las Vegas Metro Police because he was trying to get me into Hollywood.
Whole
And
shot.
when my son was unarmed, they shot him 84 times, and of course they got away with it. And he was just basically trying to cry out to tell his story, and the cops just took him out. So yes, they got away with it. Yes, it's broken my heart what they've done to me, taking everything away. But if I have an opportunity to do this movie, I want to donate some of my proceeds in my son's name. I want to have like a little restaurant area so people can come in and eat. I want to have something in his honor because my son always helped everybody, and so his death means, and people will always remember him like I do. And thank you.
I'm sure he'd be very proud of you.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to step up to the plate and do something. You know what I mean? I
Right.
took the initiative. I mean, even when anybody's in this business, they understand it. I mean, we do what we have to do to make it, and sometimes, we don't know where our next meal's coming from.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay,
Very
we
good.
sacrifice everything for our dreams. Okay,
Right.
even when I was down and out back in Halifax, I had nothing myself. I sent this man money out of my own pocket. Okay, he will verify that. Okay,
Yes, he did.
and I went
That's
around.
a true friend. That's a true friend.
Yeah,
Yes, he
I'm
did.
solid to the end. See, my concept of solid to the end can be given in a lot of different ways. It's like you can apply solid to the end in anything in life that you do, right? I mean, for example, like I went down to the university and spoke a couple years ago to some college students down there. A lot of them were they want to drop out and they wanted, like, one was in dental school, one was in
40 seconds.
was in
40 seconds.
psychology. Anyway, the bottom line is that I tried to do the best I could for them. You know what I mean? Told them to stay solid to the end and finish their work. So the solid to the end can be applied to anything in life. That's my case. So.
Well, we're running out of time here. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Add us on Facebook, and I will upload this video later so everyone can see it. Have a good evening. Thank you.
God bless everybody. From Dan, Mike, Gary, and the interviewer,
Paulette
Paulette
Robertson.
Robinson. God
Bless
bless
you all.
and we'll talk to you soon.